guys, I wanted to talk to you today about the astrological signs. They're divided up by the elements. You're going to have 3 water, 3 earth, 3 fire, and 3 air. So your 3 fires are going to be Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries. Your 3 waters will be Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. Your 3 earths will be Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. And your 3 airs will be Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Now, Aquarius is the water bearer. So although Aquarius is an air sign, its symbol is the water bearer. They embody the element in which they're not. So what I mean is, for example, Capricorn, which is me, but I am on the cusp of Sagittarius, so that means that I am at the very, very, very beginning of Capricorn. I have a lot in common with Sagittarius. I take on a lot of Sagittarius qualities. And also my Mercury, my Mars, and something else are all in Sagittarius as well. Capricorn is the symbol of the sea goat. So Capricorns are not just goats, but they are sea goats. So that means that they're goats, but they have tails that are like mermaids. They're grounded, but they're also very intuitive and take on or embody a lot of water qualities. What the elements symbolize will be cups in the tarot, water in astrology. Both of those things are connected, and they are all about being emotional or being emotionally intelligent or emotionally charged or intuitive or just very connected to depth. We know water as being deep. All of your air signs move with the wind. They're going to be indecisive. They're going to be quick-natured as far as intelligence. They're going to be chatty, charming, sneaky sometimes. All of your fire signs are going to be the ones that are kind of loud at times, passionate, creative. You know, your Spitfires. Your ones that have like big personalities. And then all of your earth signs are going to be more grounded. They're going to be more practical. They're going to be resourceful. They're going to be not as talkative, but definitely not afraid to talk. They're very firm in the way that they hold their ground because they're grounded. Those are the ones that are dependable and loyal. This is kind of how I like to separate the signs. So you've got 3 of each. Those are kind of the bases that I get with the astrological signs. How do you separate the 3 earths? How do you separate the 3 fires? How do you separate the 3 waters? How do you separate the 3 airs? Capricorn, that's the one that works very hard, is also very intuitive, and that's because it's mostly earth, but it's also water. Aquarius is your one that's going to be highly eccentric, mostly because it is charming and it is very intelligent, but it's also intuitive and emotional. So it's not to the point where it's so intelligent that it solely depends on that, because it is so emotionally charged as well, and it really knows how to handle emotional situations. So this usually is going to be somebody who's very eccentric, or somebody who is just different, just unique, and the way that they carry themselves, the way that they look, the way that they act, the things that they're interested in can seem almost extreme at times. Inventors, creators, and as in not like artistic creation, could be that too, but they're ruled by Uranus, however you want to say it. And this is the planet of technology and stuff like that, but they're also intelligent and they're also emotionally charged. So when you combine all these things, you get someone who wants to invent things, make contraptions and new technology, and they might be really interested in computers and quantum computers, stuff like that's a new thing that's happening right now. And then we've got Pisces, and Pisces is a water sign. Out of all 12 of them, I would say that Pisces is the most intuitive. It's very dreamy, almost to a point where at times it's seemingly incapable of stepping outside of its dream world, or stepping outside of its own emotional world, or its own feelings, its intuitive insights, psychic abilities. All of these things can become so overwhelming and heavy for Pisces. They can't even get out of bed at times. My daughter's a Pisces, so I'm not knocking on you in any way. I get it. I mean, it's real. I mean, I can't say that I totally get it because I don't have any Pisces in my chart. But I feel like Capricorns do have a little bit in common with Pisces because of the sea goat. So we do embody that a little bit. But you guys are, I mean, you're psychic sponges. No matter where you go, what you do, who you're with, whatever, you have a really hard time keeping other people's energy out. You're so influenced by other people's thoughts, feelings, desires, and things like that. And some of you may be aware of it. Some of you may not be aware of it, and thus you are going through some conflicts and things internally, and you don't really know. Maybe you project it onto other people, and you think that there's stuff going on with them when in fact it might be within you. You know, you have like dreams and stuff, and they come true at times, or you know, you seem very idealistic and very dreamy to others. Maybe you can't even hold down a job because you're so in your emotions all the time. I mean, these are real things. Pisces is one of my favorite signs. It's very interesting. Not interesting in a bad way, but interesting as in like you guys are just different, and there's something very fluid and mystical about you. Sagittarius as well. So Sagittarius is a fire sign. This is going to be your centaur, so they're half man, half horse. They are the ones with the bows and arrows, so they always shoot to aim. You know, this is not beer, this is RC. They have great aim. They're also very philosophical and very wise. They're idealistic at times, and they can be a little pushy and a little stubborn, and they might think that they're always right. I have Sagittarius too, so I have a lot of this for sure. They are definitely very wise, and most of the time, I mean, the reason I think, this is just what I think that they think that they're right a lot because they are right a lot. So when they're not right, they have a really hard time accepting that because it's, you know, it seems like it's so far and few between that they're wrong. So they're gonna fight until the death, and then their pride gets to them because they're like, I can't believe I was wrong. Let's see, what do we have? Scorpio. So Scorpio is another water sign. Scorpio is very mysterious and cutting. They can be very loyal. I mean, loyal to a fault, where they're loyal to people perhaps that are not loyal to them. They're also investigators, highly into the occults sometimes, and this isn't for everyone, but sometimes they are. They're very sexually driven. Could be like a dominating, submissive type relationship with them. They handle death much easier seemingly than the other signs. They also have this psychic abilities that Pisces does, maybe not as extreme, but almost. However, they are not as emotionally invested in it as Pisces is. So Virgo is another earth sign. Virgo has a lot in common with, I would say, the air signs, just because they are very intelligent. Virgos have the facts. Virgos have the information. Virgos are very grounded, and Virgos know what they're talking about. A lot of Virgos can become obsessive compulsive in different ways. It doesn't have to be cleanliness. It doesn't have to be work. It doesn't have to be any of that. It doesn't have to be anything specific, but in certain areas of their lives, they tend to be kind of OCD about things, but it's probably more quiet. Some people might notice some small nervous tics with Virgos, but it's usually not noticeable to others. But you're very specific and you're very controlled. It's really hard to argue with a Virgo. Virgos are often very quiet, but when they do open up and decide that they are going to stand up for themselves when they feel like it's appropriate, because usually they just don't feel like it's appropriate, you know. They might seem like they're weak, or they might seem like they're just whatever, but in reality they're just like, I just don't feel like it's necessary. When they actually do stand up and speak their mind, everybody else will probably shut down, like, wow, you know what you're talking about. You are very, very smart. You have that ability to, like, when you open up, everybody's like, whoa, wow, I didn't see that coming. You know, Leo. Leos are great. So my moon is in Leo, so I really relate to Leo suns. But you're putting out, I understand, because I possess it very deeply internally. They're lighthearted and fun. They're cats, so they can be petty at times, But it's really most of the time in good fun, and it's not what it seems. They are kind of they're the dramatics of life, but in a way they just always need something fresh, and they need something new. And if there's not a party going on, they're gonna make it a party. They just are, because why not? It can be fun. Why can't we make this fun? This is dull. I'm funny. I'm fun. I know what I'm doing here to make this what I want it to be, so let's get the party started. It can be sassy, and they don't always have to be sassy. They don't always have to be petty. They don't always have to be dramatic. Not everyone's going to be the same. There's different parts of a sign. Just like I said, I am at the beginning of Capricorn, so I'm going to have a lot of Sagittarius qualities. Somebody else who's at the end of Capricorn may have more Aquarius qualities, so they may be, I have fire. They would have more water, also air. So that would make us totally different Capricorns, right? There's 3 different parts of one sign. So you could be like type 1 Capricorn, type 2 Capricorn, or type 3 Capricorn. One is like Sagittarius Capricorn. One is right in the middle, like all Capricorn. And then one would be Capricorn Aquarius. These are 3 totally different Capricorns. Not all Leos are going to be the same, obviously. If you feel like this doesn't apply to you, Leos, I know how you operate. No worries. You're not like anybody else. I know. You are very unique. You're an original. You are everything. I'm just messing with you now. I told you I'm a Leo moon, so no need to get defensive now. Oh, Cancer. Cancer can be difficult. Cancer can be so profoundly deep and so aware of their own emotions, and so unaware of the fact that they're picking up everyone else's emotions and carrying it. They can be a little difficult at times. However, they will hit you with some emotional knowledge. They are emotional healers. Every single one of them. They know how to emotionally touch people deeply into their psyche. They can reach levels that I don't think anyone else can. They can just grasp your soul and unravel you and make you realize. So if they seem like chaos, because I know that they can seem like chaos at times, but just know that they are organized chaos and they don't even realize it. They're just walking around chaotically, kind of tearing everything down, because they're trying to build a road for you to heal yourself. Give Cancer some credit. They're not just emotional, moody crabs who are sensitive and can't handle their environment. They can. But when people stop criticizing them and making them feel bad about themselves and calling them crybabies, then they will be able to get up. They need people in their corner. They need people to have their back. They need loyalty. They need love. They need cuddles. They need to watch TV and eat snacks with you. And literally, it's those small things for Cancer that makes them so happy. Like, that's all they need. They don't need extravagance. Not really. Maybe it's good every now and then, but they just need to feel understood. They need to feel like they're not one against the world. And I'm going backwards, by the way. It starts at Aries and ends at Pisces, but I kind of went Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, Sagittarius, and then backwards. Gemini. So Gemini is the sign of the 2 faces. Gemini is another air sign, and Gemini is very intelligent. Gemini is very perceptive. Gemini notices everything. Although they're very intelligent and they can communicate, they are smooth talk. They know exactly what to say to get their way. This is also the sign of the twins. They're very indecisive. They don't know what they want. If you ask them, what do you want? They're gonna say McDonald's, Burger King. McDonald's? Burger King. Then you get to Burger King and they're like, oh man, I want McDonald's. And then they're gonna get their food at McDonald's, and then they're gonna be like, we should have went to Burger King. That's Gemini. They move as like the wind blows. If you need information, if you need the cold hard facts, Gemini has got you. If you need a laugh, if you need someone to be sarcastic with you, to talk about your ex with you and tell you how awful they were, and to make you feel better about yourself, and to make light of a bad situation and just be real with you if you ask for it, that's Gemini. They're clever, they're quick-witted, they're fun, they're very charming. They have all the right tools necessary for you to get out of your head, to learn. Taurus. The Tauruses are a little bit, they're hard to get to know on some levels. They are so grounded that they almost come off mysterious. You kind of feel at times that they're hiding something, but in reality, I mean, what you see is actually what you get, and they're really just that easygoing and that chill and that relaxed and that not difficult. They're just not difficult people. When they can be slightly difficult is when their stubbornness comes out, when there's some kind of situation that calls for them to be more open or for them to be more receptive. They're great listeners, but when they need to listen because they need maybe a change of thought or a change of opinion because they're being too headstrong, they have a difficult time doing that because they're stubborn. They're very, very stubborn, and that is the biggest quality about Taurus. However, if you want loyalty, Taurus is loyal. If they say that they are faithful to you and that you're their best friend, you're their girlfriend, you're their boyfriend, they probably mean it. If they don't say that, don't expect it. What you see is what you get with them. That's because they really are that laid back. Like, don't get paranoid about Taurus because you're, not getting answers that you want, or you're not getting communication that you want, or something like that, because Taurus is just that cool. They're chill. What you see is what you get. And that bull in a china shop thing, oh my god, that's totally Taurus, because they are clumsy. And then we've got Aries. So a lot of people refer to Aries as the baby of the Zodiac. I don't know that I agree with this. I think that they believe that because it's the first sign in the Zodiac. To me, I think it's just because of their brute nature that they might feel that way. I don't think that an Aries soul progression is any younger than anyone else's, because I personally don't believe that time is linear. When it comes down to it, time doesn't exist. Everything is happening right here, right now, all at once. No, I don't think Aries is the baby. I think that Aries can seem that way only because they know how to throw a fit if they don't get their way. Need someone who is going to have that warrior energy. They're really gonna stand up for what they believe in, no matter the cost. If you get in their way, sorry, the whole village is burning down. It's your fault you didn't get out of it. They did warn you. And that's the thing about Aries. If they are gonna blow their top, you'll get a fair warning. It's not just like these people are just crazy and abrupt and, ready to just throw down all the time and scream and yell. No, it's not like that. They don't just walk around hot-headed all the time. Just gonna stand up for what they believe in, and they can come off aggressive. Leo can come off mildly aggressive. Sagittarius can come off moderately aggressive and very forward and very blunt and very in your face about it and very even cold at times and careless, like brutes. Aries is the strongest in this nature. But like I said, we need someone who is not afraid to stand up. We need someone who is going to be a leader. We need someone who is not afraid. We need that type of person in every group setting, do we not? Because if we don't have that type of person, then who's going to speak up? Who's going to take the lead? Who's going to have no fear? No one. No one. We need these guys. They're very playful in nature. They're very smart. They're not lacking in any way than anyone else. They're just more like, I don't really care what people think about me. And they probably mean it. If they didn't, they'd act like that. My MC is Aries, which is your midheaven. So that's supposed to be like your career and how you are at work. I guess at work, this is my personality, and I can totally see that. Oh, I forgot Libra. Libra is the one who is the peacemaker. Libra wants to always have a happy environment. They want everything to be calm, cool, and collected. They don't want anyone to argue. They don't want to argue. And they're probably at times going to tell you what you want to hear just because they don't want to fight with you and they don't want any conflict. And they're going to avoid this at all costs. The problem, though, is that in turn, this can actually cause conflict. And Libra doesn't realize that because they're so fearful that someone's going to dislike them, that they're going to lose the favor of someone, they're going to make a disruptance, and that's just not them because they feel so calm generally on the inside, and they're so hopeful that everyone else is going to just kind of be at peace just being around Libra, and that can be the case totally. I'm going to extremes here and saying that sometimes Libra has altercations simply for the fact that they didn't speak up, should have spoken up when they didn't tell the whole truth because they didn't want to hurt someone's feelings. They charm someone's socks off, or charming, like we thought Gemini was charming. Well, Gemini and Libra, they're both air signs, and the air signs, man, they just know what to say. They really do. I feel like Aquarius is less likely out of the three to tell you what you want to hear, just because they're so independent by nature. They're not self-absorbed, but they are in their own self-interest. Not in a selfish way, but they're just kind of always distracted by what they're seeing around them, what all they're taking in, because they take in a lot environmentally. Whereas Libra, they notice everything. Gemini notices everything, but Libra is the most social out of all the signs. Libra likes to socialize a lot. They like to go to parties because this is ruled by Venus. Venus loves a good party, loves to be comfortable, loves to be loved, loves attention, and wants everything to be very nice and beautiful and relaxed. There's some Libras who are less likely to do this. They're probably not going to be very showy, but they do like nice things. Some of them do need like designer things, name brands, and some of them will act like they don't, but they might not as much. But some of them might not be clothes, it might not be cars. There's something in their lives that they've just got to have that name brand something, generally. Of course, we always have anomalies. Libras are really cool though. They're really easy to get along with until people are like, wait a minute, were you being honest with me? Were you telling me the truth? Did you just say that about her when she walked away? That was really rude. And it's not like they're bad people or anything, because they're so social and it's so important for them to like have their reputation. It really is. When I say it's important for them, it really is important for them because it's literally their life. Their social life, their reputation, this is everything to them because it's so heavy in their lives. For someone like me, yeah, my reputation is important to me. My pride is important to me, especially doing something like this. But there's a rumor around about me in my town or something. I just laugh it off. To me, it's silly, and I know how immature some people can be, not actually knowing a person. They just make stuff up, and some people just believe it, and that's just ridiculous to me. Libra will seemingly go out of their way to make sure that something that is said about them that's not true, that people know that it's not true, because they don't want people to think these things about them because it's not true, first of all, and they like things to be just. They're the scales. If something is unjust, if there is some truth that's untrue about them, they're going to go right these wrongs. The beautiful thing about Libra, though, is if they feel bad and they feel like they've wronged you, they're going to right those wrongs, and they're going to come back and they're going to say, hey, I messed up, man. And they're going to fight for whatever cause is for the greater good. It's not just that they're social butterflies because they like being cool. They're social butterflies because they need to make sure that the world is balanced. They need to make sure that the right people are in their right places and that there's no snakes in the grass. And that's the great thing about Libra. Well, guys, that was your summary for the Zodiac today. I hope that gave you some insight, and I would like to go much, much, much deeper about the Zodiac. On the next one, I'm going to do the planets. Who rules the sign of Leo? The sun. Who rules the sign of Cancer? The moon. Okay, so that's going to be the next video, so I hope you guys stay tuned. If you haven't checked out my tarot readings, check that out. If you haven't checked out my music, check that out. Bye, guys. Is this a cop? I'm driving and I probably shouldn't be holding my phone because I'm pretty sure they're going, but I'm not talking on it. I'm just recording a video. Sometimes life calls for being rebellious. Right, Aries and Sagittarius and Scorpio?